All right, everybody, welcome back to Beans No Ball. We're a little late on it. I know I got a little busy last night, but rounds 2 and 3 are wrapped up. And I mean, by this point, day 3 of the draft is already on. A couple picks are already off the board, but we'll get into those later. First, let's just get started right away with round 2. And, we're kind of just going to spitball, kind of just yap about everything. Probably not going to go in order, but still going to get our somewhat of an analysis. So right off the bat, Christian, your boy Keon Coleman, right off the bat. I told you the Bills were
that's what I'm saying. I expected them to take a receiver, and it was going to be between Coleman or Mitchell, and they went with Coleman, probably the better option here. This was really expected. I tried my best praying that Coleman was still were to drop here, but without a doubt, this is still a marvelous pick for the Buffalo Bills. Like we said, their first pick is without a doubt going to be a wide receiver to get some weapons for Josh Allen after the departure of Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs. So without a doubt, this is a wonderful pick for me. I really love this. Coleman's really gonna have a really nice 1-2 punch with that.
Yeah, you just threw in Mitchell, and yeah, we're like I said, we're gonna go a little off here. I mean, Mitchell fell completely. I did not expect this. I think there was some stuff behind the scenes that I didn't really look into. Yeah, character issues. That's one thing.
It wasn't an really
surprising for me to. Yeah, and that's the thing. And obviously the Colts. I mean, I told you I was expecting to maybe go receiver, but obviously they got insane value for him at 52. Just really I mean, yeah, you know all about him, and like you said, you were praying for him to fall to you. Like I said, a little bit of a run-on receiver to start the second round. Like I said, I mean, McConkey, one of the Chargers, and Polk, who I was pretty high on going to the Patriots. I mean, definitely a pretty good run-on receivers here.
Yeah, and I mean, with some guys I was eyeing on too. Let's start off with the one guy on the line, Jackson Powers-Johnson too. He ended up getting selected with the Raiders here. Obviously, when I'm looking more into it, obviously there was reasons why he did end up dropping. I kind of like got them mixed up a bit, but the Raiders decided to take the risk here and take Jackson Powers-Johnson. I still believe he's going to be phenomenal on the Raiders line. That Raiders online, it was top 10 last season, so he's already going to have some good mentoring shit when he gets to the Raiders facility to start practicing them there. So I do have hope for them. It is a risk they are taking for Powers-Johnson. I really did want him, but this is a solid pick for the Raiders, and whatever the quarterback situation is, that all-line's still going to be hopefully top 10 with the way they played last season for the upcoming next season.
Yeah, I mean, we were both surprised that he fell this far. I was really expecting the Packers to take him with their pick, which, we'll see how, I believe, was it Morgan that they ended up taking. But, I mean, yeah, overall, it was, I mean, the Raiders are really bolstering up that offense, obviously, with they taking Powers 2 days ago. But I really like what the Raiders are doing. There was something else in the third round that really threw me off, but I'm gonna just get right into it with the Rams pick, trading up. I told you I was really expecting a trade up into this, not for Braden Fisk though. I'll be honest. I mean, I know a lot of the fan base is a little annoyed that we had to give up our second rounder next year, but look, in all honesty, I've been telling you this. I'm expecting the Rams to be good, and if the Rams are good, that second round pick is gonna be pretty low anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. And Braden Fisk is a phenomenal talent. We're pairing him up with Jared Verse, once again staying teammates from FSU, and a lot of people are noticing. We're obviously, it's going to be very hard to replace Aaron Donald, but I mean, hey, we're replacing by committee. Got insane young, and I gotta say, it's looking like a scary D line with how young we're going and how talented it's looking.
Yeah, honestly, look, we keep talking about this. Look, it's going to be extremely hard to replace Aaron Donald, especially at the defensive tackle position. But like you said, Jared Verse and Brandon Fisk, them two getting paired up as such a young dude right then and there, it's going to be such a huge impact to your guys' D-line. But still, some secondary, that's probably what you guys are going to have to keep your eye on for the next couple of rounds. Now, let's backtrack a bit here to the Titans, which is the previous pick to T'Vondre Sweat. Obviously, we already know what happened a couple months ago with the whole what exactly was it again? I forgot. Was it a DUI or was it a
a DUI?
It was legal. It was legal trouble, right? I forgot exactly why, but I honestly expect them to drop to the third round. Did not expect to come up this early for the Tennessee Titans, but T'Vondre Sweat coming out of Texas, my Texas boy, gotta love him. He was a dog on Texas, and for the Titans, for that D-line, it's another good addition here. I'm just really surprised they took a chance and got him here early.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great pick. I mean, like you say, it sucks, the whole little situation he had to get into, but I think that's definitely going to bolster up their defense. I'm really loving that, and I think another big the key thing to talk about here, the cornerbacks that, obviously they got pushed down a little bit, but the Eagles trading up for Cooper DeJean, and the Saints, they traded up too, right? They traded up with the
Saints
Packers,
traded
I
with
believe, for
Packers,
Kool-Aid. Yeah. So
Carbs was a little in shambles about that one.
Two NFC teams making some moves to get their corners of the future. And as for the Eagles, look, I gotta say, I love them double dipping on corner. They got DeJean and Quinion Mitchell, which two of my top 3 corners in this draft. So their defense is definitely gonna get overhauled. And the Saints, I mean, a bit of a surprise to me that they went corner, from being honest, but I like the move. I love Kool-Aid, man.
I still love the move on Kool-Aid specifically for the Saints here. I mean, that secondary, it needed to be bolstered up just a tiny bit here. And Kool-Aid, look, I'm still surprised he ended up dropping to the second round. A lot of people were surprised as well here. So the Saints definitely got to steal with this one. And moving now, I want to talk about the Steelers a little bit. Zach Frazier. This was another old line that I was looking to from West Virginia. And a lot of from, the Cowboys pages that I follow. Yeah, some Cowboys pages I follow and looking more, they wanted Zach Frazier with this pick, and it was so close. It's always like with the Cowboys, it's always a couple from players we want. It's always a couple picks. I mean, look, it happened with the Donnie Mitchell and then the Zach Frazier as well. Happens with a lot of other teams that could come to my understanding here. But the Steelers, they're building the trenches with this one with Zach Frazier. They got themselves a dog here, so Kenny Pickett, he's getting himself and online. Not even Kenny Pickett, excuse me, Russell Wilson. Forgot about that. He is the starting. So obviously they're getting the build up for Russell Wilson, unless he ends up having the shader and Pickett does end up getting the start.
Pickett, I think you already forgot he got traded and they got Fields.
Yeah, not Pickett, Fields. Sorry about that.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm expecting it to be Fields.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest with you, but I mean, yeah, like you're saying, I was pretty high on him too. If they would have went O-line, I think that would have been maybe someone to consider at that point, but obviously that wasn't the direction we went. And I think we'll go back to your pick in a bit, but there's 2 guys here that I really wanted the Rams to maybe make a move for if they were going to trade up back into the second round once again, and it's Rakeshaw of the Lions. I believe he was out of Missouri, if I'm not wrong, but I mean, once again, just like the Eagles, the Lions double dipping on corner. Like we say, it's a huge need for them, and I really like them. I mean, they got 2 corners that I was so high on. I mean, my favorite corner in Terrion Arnold, and also Rakeshaw, who I was pretty high on. And the Chiefs, they keep letting the Chiefs trade up, man. And Kingsley, I forget how to pronounce his name, but Suamata. Yeah, he was someone that I was pretty high on. I believe. Was he out of? He's not the Yale guy though. The Yale guy went later, but. Just 2 guys that I really expected the Rams to maybe make some moves for, and obviously they go early. Two great pickups for both the Lions and the Chiefs there.
Yeah, honestly, let's come with another pick for the Carolina Panthers, Jonathan Brooks. He ended up going a little earlier than usual, but I'm having high hopes for Jonathan Brooks.
I'm gonna say it's kind of a reach, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, look, the battle between him and Miles Sanders, it's gonna be a good one in Camp C. Probably who the starter is gonna be. I really expect Miles Sanders to kind of get the upper edge just to hear in a bit, but look. Like I mentioned before, Jonathan Brooks with his ACL. The Cowboys doctors, they did the surgery on them. They're doing the review on everything. They say he's 100%. He's good, but it's still an ACL injury. He could still be a little rusty from it, but I'm still having some high hope for Jonathan Brooks. I really am due, and that's now moving on to the Cowboys pick. Marshawn Leland from Western Michigan. I was having some PT. I think it was Western Michigan. I was having some PTSD. I thought it was Michigan, and we know how it was with Cowboys and Michigan players, but this one was kind of an iffy pick for me because at the defensive end, that was kind of our least worries when it comes to depth here. I was really expecting to go running back, honestly, or even linebacker, if I'm really being honest here, but we ended up getting a linebacker in the next round, which I will get into in a bit. But Marshawn Leland, I mean, I'm still a little skeptical on this pick, to be honest, just because of the D-line position and knowing we could have got more. But, honestly, looking more into him, not too mad at this pick. Adds more depth here, but I think there's other scenarios where the Cowboys could have gone here.
Yeah, I mean, I think I gotta agree with that there. I mean, just me personally, it's not even for the injury. I think it was too early for a running back in general in this draft. But, I mean, hey, the Panthers got the guy. I think he's gonna be ahead of Sanders, if I'm being honest. But I think we'll move that into the 3rd round, and I think someone right away too, right, second pick of the 3rd round, Trey Benson. I know you were eyeing him as another guy that possible. The Cowboys ended up trading up here, so it still would have been a little out of reach. But I mean, that this is someone that, you know, I'm loving this move for the Cardinals. I think they're having a phenomenal draft to say the least. Aside from, like, I know I kind of hated on the, was it the Robinson pick? I mean, he's a good pick. I just think that was a reach. And I mean, just I think, you know, they're gonna give the NFC West some trouble with this.
Yeah, even with the running backs here, the Packers, they ended up getting Marshawn Lloyd at the 88th pick, but from our USC guy. This is, I mean, I did expect him to drop to the third. I did expect him to be a third round pick, but I didn't expect him to. I mean, he was there for us. We honestly probably could have got him there before we got Marvis Liafu from Notre Dame. I'm sorry I butchered that name at linebacker, but this is one pick. Honestly, I'm not mad at it either. It still adds depth to our linebacker position, and then him getting mentored with him and Overshown, which I've been talking about for quite some time, or DeMarvin Overshown, who had an ACL injury last year in preseason. I'm hoping he gets to start, obviously, since Marquise Bell, he is finally getting moved back to safety. Mike Zimmer, obviously, he doesn't like those safeties and linebackers, so it's finally going to stick to the fundamental position that they started at. So hope if Liafu and Overshown, they end up getting the start there, which I really hopefully do assume, since Damone Clark really wasn't cutting it. I'm sure it's going to be a young duo that hopefully Mike Zimmer can kind of scheme them in the way where they're really used to. But with Marshawn Lloyd, I really like this for the Packers. Honestly, him getting paired up with Josh Jacobs, honestly, behind Josh Jacobs, he's going to be a really great back in the next, I want to say 2-3 years. It's probably a little mad that he went to the next pick with us, but without a doubt, I'm really loving this pick for the Packers.
Yeah, and I think, well, I mean, yeah, just obviously, you know, we love our USC guys, and I'm gonna spin it right back to your earlier pick with Cooper Beebe, and I kept telling you that this is someone that I would have loved the Rams to pick up. I was looking into him a little bit. I mean, obviously the Rams are definitely in a huge need for, at least not huge, I wouldn't say it, but, you know, they could definitely use some O-line help, and I would expect today that they'll get in on that. But I mean, Cooper Beebe, someone I was really high on from Kansas. I think like what you're saying, you know, that's gonna believe what you say. You're bolstering up the trenches, and obviously, you know, you're gonna be incredibly happy about that. He's definitely one of my favorite prospects, and I think that's it. I mean, Jerry's honestly having a pretty good draft. I can't lie.
Yeah, honestly, Cooper Beebe, I really did love this pick. Like I said, we're bolstering up that O-line, and this is exactly what we need. We were going to eye another O-line in the early round. I was expecting second round, could have been a reach, but without a doubt, third round, this was kind of an O-line spot where we really needed to take here. And obviously, now that, I'm kind of a little excited we didn't take a running back before those picks. Look, the O-line's pretty much set now. I was still expecting to probably get one more in the 7th, but without a doubt, this O-line is looking really, really nice. And I was still coming back with the linebackers, Peyton Wilson. Now, this was another linebacker that, you know, I was pretty decently high on for the Cowboys here, but there is a reason he did drop. I mean, he has back issues with the surgery, and I think he has no ACL at all. He has one ACL. I think that was another report that was I think, if that's the case, I forgot which knee it was, but he only has one ACL. So I would that was kind of reasonable why he decided to drop low. So the Steelers, they are taking a risk on this one, but, you know, I'm still hoping for the best at Peyton Wilson. He ends up living to the potential that it really does.
Yeah, that's someone that I was really considering, especially looking into the 83rd pick, which that's where I'm gonna just knock out both of the Rams picks right now. I mean, Blake Corum, look, I like the pick, don't get me wrong. It's just I think it's a little too early for Blake Corum. I think we probably could have gotten him at 99, and I understand why the fan base is a little, I guess, on edge about it. I just wasn't expecting for us to go running back this early, but in all honesty, I love getting Blake Corum onto our team. Sure, there's the injury concerns. I do understand that, but he was probably like my third or fourth favorite running back in this draft class. And I mean, let's just think about it. Him and Kyren Williams together in the same backfield, you're taking so much pressure off Kyren that he's not going to have to be that much of a workhorse back. They're getting to share they're going to get to share the rock now. And this is kind of telling us Sean McVay wants to run the ball more. I know that's ever since Todd Gurley left, we haven't really been a running team. It looks like we'd be able to you know, be a more of a power running team. And like I said, going to go into that 99th pick, Cameron Kinchens. Now, I probably would have went with TJ Tampa, if I'm being honest here, and he's still available in day 3. We'll see what happens there. But I love him from Miami. I think, I believe he's 21 years old and a 3-year starter at Miami. So you think about, not only is he young, but he has all that experience already. I think he's going to be great. I mean, we see how terrible that secondary was last year. From what we did in free agency, and starting off right here in the 3rd round with a great selection, I mean, less need. I'm gonna be honest, like, there's maybe some things I would have liked a little different, but he's absolutely cooking.
I mean, look, Les Snead, he cooks in the drafts, and this is exactly what he's doing. I'm glad Jerry's cooking in this draft once again. He's finally woken
We're
up
having a
here.
good draft. That's
Yeah,
one more
yeah,
correct. We're both having
yeah,
great drafts.
exactly. So I'm kind of, I'm getting, the relief is finally settling down here. But closing it out with the third round, another USC guy from the Texans. They did pick up Kalen Bullock from USC here. I did I watched his game, watching the USC games. I really like him in coverage here in the Texans. I really expect them to be good. I mean, the Texans, they seem to score here on secondary. I mean, look at Derek Stingley. I mean, there's just one example from there, but I really expect them to strive on that young defensive core of the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a lot of people are maybe thinking maybe somewhat of a reach for that pick right there, but I'm a firm believer of like, look, I mean, who cares about what the analysts say, what the mocks say? I mean, if that's your guy and he's there when you want him and that's who you want, then I mean, you go for it. And that's what the Texans ended up doing. I think that's what both of our teams kind of ended up doing. I mean, at least here with Corum and stuff like that. But it's obviously not as much analysis as maybe if you're a team of a player that we didn't get into. Sorry, but we're gonna keep it a little shorter. And going into day 3 now, obviously it did start, we're at pick 107 right now, but going into who's best available now. A couple of these guys kind of already went, but we're still gonna just talk about someone that some guys that are still available. Christian, I know you're really into Brendan Rice. I know you were seeing, will Jerry do the unthinkable and maybe get in front of you? I really wouldn't think that's possible.
I mean, Brendan Rice, I don't think I would say, look, the best 2 available running backs right now that I would think right now is Braylon Allen and Jalen Wright from Tennessee here. And if we're gonna be able to get them, he's gonna have to trade up. He's gonna have to trade up if we want to get a running back right now. Because look, I don't know exactly how much capital we have right now in order to do that, but running backs probably our next best scenario here, and Braylon Allen and Jalen Wright, they are probably the best 2 available left right now. I would really still hoping for Braylon Allen. He's still a little bit favored for there, but if we don't trade up, they're gonna get taken. Same with Brendan Rice. He is not gonna fall to us in the 5th round. It's like almost, I think it's like 70 something picks before we get to choose somewhere around that, and they're gonna be taken before that. And another guy, Troy Franklin, who he did get taken from, right now, recording this video, from the Broncos. I still love that pick for Troy Franklin. Obviously, he has some inconsistency issues with catching. That's what a lot of people think of him. But I'm just hoping for the best.
Still, it's insane to me that he's falling to the 4th round. I mean, there's a lot of these prospects. I mean, what I was just telling you, TJ Tampa. I mean, he's for sure going to be one of these picks that's going to come off the board right now.
He's going to get taken early so far right now.
I mean, it's just a huge surprise to me that, I mean, he was obviously someone I was eyeing, he was possibly a 1st round pick, and I think he was a 1st round pick in our first mock. And to see him still in the 4th, I mean, it's surprising. I think it's going to be a great value pick, and someone that I would say, someone that's going to go off the board easily. I mean, Mekhi Wingo, I forgot where he goes, but phenomenal D tackle, someone that I had at least as a 2nd round talent. And I mean, he's fallen for whatever reason. Then I mean, I think he's going to get taken pretty quick. And you already got into your Cowboys ideas. I mean, as for the Rams, I mean, I want O-line. I think that's the key thing for me. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember who's available right now. My main thing was I was really into Dominic Pooney, and the 49ers had to, of course, take him. So see what ends up happening there. But apart from that, I know Les Snead is really eyeing receiver, and I know a trade up is possible. We have 4 6th round picks. We have nothing in the 4th. I could definitely see us trading maybe into the mid-2nd, and if Brendan Rice is still there, you could definitely see that as a possibility.
Yeah, honestly, if Brendan Rice ends up being there for you guys, I would kind of expect the Rams probably to go for that, just to get depth at the receiver position. But like you said, I think probably, like, for you guys, it probably is O-line here, just for more protection of Matthew Stafford here, and then even another receiver in mind, Tosh Washington from USC. I know, bias aside, I mean, look, it's kind of expected. He decided
he could likely be in the 5th round.
Yeah, you could guys swoop in the 5th, maybe the 6th, but that's a little bit of stretch there too. And then the quarterbacks too, probably the most.
Spencer Rattler sounds like such a Raider, bro. I gotta say, he's gotta be a Raider.
Yeah, I know. I've been mentioning it too, that I wouldn't mind if Rattler ends up getting drafted in the late rounds. I want to say 6, but I don't expect him to drop to the 6. Really don't expect him to drop that low. Yeah, because
we were thinking, well, I told you, I'm thinking 4th. Yeah, I told you my idea for him was going to be 4th, and we'll see what ends up happening now. And I think to me, I think probably the next quarterback off the board, in my own opinion, is going to be Joe Milton out of Tennessee. We see he had a phenomenal combine, and um, I don't know who's really in need of a backup right now, but I mean, I think that could definitely be something to look out for, and something that I always been saying. If Jordan Travis is there in the 5th round, and Sean McVay could make a move, I could definitely see that being a possibility to get our own little Jordan Love for Matthew Stafford.
Honestly, Jordan Travis developing under Stafford for that short time that Stafford has for a bit. I can honestly see that happening for a bit here. Personally, I'm more of the Rattler, Spencer Rattler. I know Carbs with his little jokes right then and there. Obviously, look, Spencer Rattler and Jordan Travis was arguably probably the 2 best right now. Joe Milton, I know you're high on him too, but personally, for me, it's Rattler and Travis here. But I really don't expect him to fall more later than the 5th round, if I'm really being honest here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of little parody going on with all the quarterbacks. I mean, we'll see. We even got Tua's brother in there. We'll see where he ends up on. Probably expect him to go undrafted, if I'm being honest. But I mean, yeah, that's basically gonna do it for us here. We're a little late on it, as I said. Hopefully, it was worth the wait. As of right now, we're at 109. The Falcons are on the clock, and we'll probably get into a video. We'll see if we get it out later today or if it comes out tomorrow morning. But you'll get a full recap of day 3. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys back.